Hello and welcome to a Mac Moment. I'm Patty Tingle, the Executive Director of Mac Incorporated, and your host for today's show. Today we're going to be talking about things that may worry us, things that may come on our mind that we just can't shake, and how that impacts us, how that impacts not only our thinking, our emotional health, but sometimes even our physical health. And joining me in the studio today is Dolores Strahl from Mac. And Dolores is with the Pearls program. So join me as we learn more about how our thinking connects to our day-to-day activities. Welcome, Dolores.
Hello, Patty.
So we're talking about a Pearls program, and we're not stringing beads, so what are we talking about?
No, we're not. Pearls stands for a program to encourage active, rewarding lives. It's a peer counseling program. So it's not formal therapy. We aren't therapists, but we're trained to help people get through some of the problems in their lives.
So we're talking about people, particularly seniors,
Yes,
who may from time to time feel, would you say, blue?
blue, a little sad, down, depressed.
Okay, so typically they might refer to it as depressed, but it's not depression at a level that you seek medical advice.
No, it can be anything from just a mood disorder where you're feeling blue for a period of time, or it could be more serious, but not to the point where you need to be hospitalized.
Okay. So you've been working in this program for a while. How does a person get to this point?
Well, especially around the holidays, people are very stressed out. We see these beautiful idealized versions on TV, big loving families, lots of food and presents, but in reality, that's not always the way it is. For a lot of people, they're very lonely. Maybe they don't have family, maybe they can't get home to their family. Maybe it's the first Christmas without a family member who's passed away. There's financial stress. There's the stress of there is so much to do and no time to do it. And people are doing extra things, decorating, shopping, that are exhausting. They're not eating correctly. They're not exercising like they normally would. And it all takes a toll on the body and the brain and leads to some depression.
So I've heard when we've had discussions in the past that oftentimes your program will do an assessment of an individual for appropriateness to get enrolled in your program. And you talk about things related to social isolation. Can you define social isolation?
Social isolation basically is loneliness. People who don't have someone to communicate with on a regular basis, don't have family or friends in the area. And it's been shown that social isolation can be as damaging to the body as smoking a pack of cigarettes every day. People don't realize how much the stress is affecting their physical health.
Do we have any types of warning signs or signals that this may be impacting us, or is it just one day we wake up and we recognize it? How do we know?
I think a lot of people, it's a very slow progression.
Okay.
Things are building up and they don't realize it. They may start to withdraw from life, stop doing the things they normally do. They might not get pleasure from doing the things they normally do or have no interest. They may feel tired. Some people become angry and lash out at others, which even isolates them further.
So what I'm hearing is I may not recognize these signs, but my family members may recognize this in me.
That is true. And it's simple to diagnose a minor depression. We have a screening tool we use. We ask a few questions, and based on the answers, I can say, this person could use some help.
Well, let's talk about that help. What happens? What can I expect when I call you?
Well, the first time we speak, I'm going to ask a basic set of questions to see if you are depressed. I also need to do a few more because there are some exclusions people who the program won't really help. That's someone with schizophrenia, with severe bipolar or manic depressive illness, people who have a substance abuse problem, also people who are cognitively impaired and aren't going to be able to learn from the program. So we go through those. Once you're ready and eligible, I will set up an appointment to come talk to you. The great thing about Pearls is it can be done in the person's home. They don't have to have transportation. They don't have to come to me. I will go to them. If they'd prefer, I'm happy to have them come to my office, but I'm happy to meet them at their home or even a nearby library, wherever they'll be comfortable. There's also no charge for the program, funded through grants and hospital associations. So for a lot of people, it's the only form of mental health help they can afford.
Yeah. So this is rather exciting because the thought of getting support or services for myself if I am homebound, or even for my loved one who may be homebound, that's extremely important, where transportation becomes such a prohibitor to access services. When you talk about you're doing your assessment and you're determining the eligibility, we have that as an initial phase. But what happens if you say, yes, this will be beneficial for you?
Well, we meet for about an hour each time. Mm-hmm. The first 3 weeks we meet once a week. Then we start spreading it out as people are feeling better and don't need the support as much. We have a total of 8 visits over the course of several months where people come in, talk about their problems. We use a problem-solving technique because it's been shown that the problems in your life can worsen or cause your depression. We teach people to solve their own problems so they feel empowered. They can feel that they're doing something and they've got some control over their lives. The second part of the program is encouraging activities, social activities, physical activities, and things that are just pleasant, something that you enjoy doing. All of those things have been shown to help people feel better, build healthy habits like exercising, mm-hmm. And give them some control over their depression.
Okay. If you're just joining us, this is Mac Moments, and I'm Patty Tingle, your host. Today we're talking about a new program at Mac entitled Pearls, and it addresses issues around those holiday feelings of blue or that isolation and loneliness that may trigger some mild form of depression. So if you'd like to learn more, we're going to ask you to stay tuned. Joining me in the studio is Dolores Strahl, and she is at the Mac Center, which is located at 909 Progress Circle in Salisbury. If you'd like to learn more or talk with Dolores, you can reach her by calling 410-742-0505. Dolores, as we've been talking, you've mentioned a couple of things in my mind's just kind of triggering on some issues. If I feel doubtful about whether your program would help me, can I just call and we have a general conversation before we get into all these questions?
Yes, we can chat about it. I can help you to determine how you're feeling, how your feelings are affecting you, whether the program would be a good fit. And if not, I would help somebody find other resources if I'm unable to help them.
And we see caregivers sometimes deny that level of service access because they're so focused on their loved one. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say take care of yourself. You can't help others if you're already tired, worn out from caring for someone, stressed. Take care of yourself. You need to eat right, sleep well, exercise, and talk to somebody.
You know, when we think about seniors and we talk about caregiving, we typically picture in our minds the husband taking care of the wife or the wife taking care of the husband. But in today's busy world, we see working children who are taking care of parents who are sitting at home. And what would you say to that working child who may have a concern? How do they talk to their parent and get that parent to talk to you?
That can be tough at times, but if you approach with a loving, concerned attitude, I think that helps. Explain there's no shame involved in not being happy. It happens to everybody at some point. And for some people, it gets a little troublesome. Others bounce right back, but it's not shameful that you're sad. Anybody could be helped by just having someone to talk to. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of the seniors that are sitting at home alone, a lot of them just appreciate me being there for an hour chatting with them. And that's where they're getting some of the benefit.
Okay. We have the naysayers everywhere. And the naysayer may say, I don't see how just sitting around chatting is going to help me.
It's not just chatting, because we're also teaching. We're teaching how to deal with the problems in your life, ways to break a problem down, analyze what are the best solutions for it, and help you to take control. And that can be very, very good.
So it's a learning experience.
It absolutely is a learning experience.
We tend to be able to accept the learning experience as opposed to the counseling experience. So this is a way of just looking at things differently.
Yes, yes.
And finding options in our day-to-day lives that maybe we had not considered before.
Yes, sometimes it's easier for a person on the outside to see what's going on. Also, it's helpful to have someone who's not in your family to talk to, because you're never going to hear from me or from your family, oh, we heard you said this about so-and-so. It's all totally confidential. No one's going to know what we talk about except the person and I.
Great. So tell me, you've been doing this for a while. What are you seeing as far as results to this approach?
I'm seeing wonderful results. Overall, they've shown that over 50% of the people benefit, and a year later are still showing benefits. I have many wonderful stories of clients who've come to me with depression scores that sometimes frankly scared me that maybe this person was beyond my help. And after a couple of visits, they're feeling much better. Just because someone's listening, there's hope, and they're getting some control back.
It sounds marvelous, but you haven't told us yet, how much does this really cost?
There is no charge for this program. There is absolutely no charge. So for someone who's experiencing financial difficulties, and again, someone who can't get to me, I will come to them.
You talked about exploring options, things around whether a person's appropriate for your program, but I also understand that if you uncover issues in a person's life that maybe is not specific to your program, you would continue to work with the individual but refer them for help with insurance subsidies or other programs, perhaps at MAC or in our community.
Yes, I can refer them to other places. I've helped people who can't afford medicines to find a way to solve that problem. Connecting to the community, keeping people aware of what's out there. There are a lot of things to help people. Also, this is not meant to replace formal counseling. If someone is seeing a formal counselor, they can do this program in addition to that program.
Okay, great. So lots of options, lots of opportunities here.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you are one of many who are doing this program, or you are doing this program alone? What's your geographic service area? Give us a little insight to that.
This is a nationwide program.
Okay.
I cover the 4 local areas that MAC services: Dorchester, Wycomico, Worcester, and Somerset.
So you serve regionally the lower counties of the Eastern Shore. You will see people in the office. You will do home visits. Is there any restraints or conditions that prohibit you from seeing people?
Again, there are a few disqualifiers.
Okay.
Because they've been found that it's not helpful to those people. People who have a substance abuse problem, people who have a cognitive impairment, so they can't learn from the program, because it is a teaching, learning program. Someone who has severe bipolar disorder that's not managed by medications, someone who's schizophrenic. Any of those people really have been shown to not benefit from our program.
And so those are prime examples of situations where you could help connect individuals to other resources in the community. Particularly as you reference those who have maybe a cognitive impairment, some form of dementia. MAC has the Life Bridges program now, or there is the senior center activities that go on. So there are other resources. If a person should reach out to you, it's not a slam in the door if you can't help.
Absolutely not. And we refer them on to various programs at MAC, programs in the community that are not MAC related. I've sent people to their doctor to say, I can't afford this medicine, can you change it? There are a lot of options for people, and they should not feel isolated and alone and with no one to help them. We're here to help.
Wonderful. It sounds like a great program, and I know you're doing phenomenal work. We've seen some of the results coming through some of our reporting, and it looks really great. So I commend you and your team for just awesome, awesome work.
Thank you.
Joining us today has been Dolores Strahl. We've been talking about the PEARLS program. PEARLS is, remind us one more time, Dolores.
The program to encourage active, rewarding lives.
If you're interested in this program, you can call MAC at 410-742-0505. If you'd like to learn a little more, you can also visit our website at MACinc, that's MACINC.org. We're coming to a close in this portion of our program. Dolores, any final thoughts?
Help is there. Give me a call. It doesn't have to be that bad.
Well, thank you for joining us today, and we so appreciate the information that you're sharing.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We're going to talk in just a few moments about activities at MAC, and most importantly, an event that's happening during the month of January. It's called the Winter Institute. Joining me in the studio to talk more about the Winter Institute is Cindy Robinson, Communication Director for MAC, and we're going to learn about not one, not two, but more like 20 plus different educational opportunities that you can take advantage of. So let's welcome Cindy Robinson.
Hi Patty, thanks for having me.
And we're glad you're joining us today. Winter Institute has been a repeat performance to be Summer Institute, and we're back again with Winter Institute. Tell us a little bit more.
Oh, I love to talk about the Winter Institute. It's a wonderful program. It's a slate of 36 individual classes. Each class is 90 minutes in length, and there is sure to be something that will appeal to everyone.
So when you're talking about classes, I suddenly think about a schoolroom setting or a college classroom setting. What are you talking about at MAC?
Okay, maybe we should call them sessions because they're very informal, they're fun, but you're going to learn something too. First of all, we're really excited to have Mayor Jake Day come out and talk about revitalization of Salisbury and his vision for the city in the future. There's a lot of neat stuff going on in Salisbury, and you'll get it right from the mayor. We also have the Salisbury City Police Chief, Barbara Duncan. She's going to come out and tell you how to be safe. Personal safety, how to avoid being the victim of fraud or scams. Good information for everyone.
So I understand you're doing some make and take type activities?
Yes. Folks that attended our previous Summer and Winter Institute said they wanted more crafts. And here's what we're offering. We have a class on how to make beaded jewelry. Wreaths for all seasons. They're not just for Christmas anymore. We have calligraphy. And we have crocheting. We have actually 2 sessions, a session of crocheting with the very basic stitches, and then you can come back and learn how to make a simple project.
And didn't I understand that you're doing something around birds?
Birds, yes. Build a better birdhouse. We love this class, and the neat thing is it's going to use repurposed Jake Day for Mayor signs, put them to a second good use. A gentleman's going to come in, bring all the materials and tools needed, and you'll build a better birdhouse to attract birds to your yard.
And if art is your slant, you're doing a real twist on this, going from night to day. Tell us about that.
Well, there are lots of paint nights out there. We're offering an afternoon paint night, and it's going to be a beautiful winter scene. We think you'll enjoy it. If you've never been to a paint night, come out in the afternoon. You'll have all the instruction provided you need to take home a beautiful finished painting.
So if I've never painted before in my life and just been curious how to do this, or I'd just like to try it, this is for me?
Yes, no experience needed, just come out and have fun.
Okay, but it's not all crafts, make and take, or local news, it's history.
History is a popular subject among our Institute participants. This time we're offering classes on immigration to the early Chesapeake area, another class on Egypt, and it will focus on one of the female pharaohs. The Lewis and Clark expedition is sure to be an interesting class to attend. And then also Tales of the President's Wives. They're the women behind the men, some of their stories to tell.
And you have some interesting speakers coming.
We have a great set of speakers. As I mentioned, the Chief of Police and Mayor Jake Day. Sunshine the Clown will be joining us to talk about laughter really is the best medicine. Local storyteller Beth Olson will present stories of joy and laughter, which will be wonderful. Jeff Smoot, a well-known local retired educator, he also loves baseball. He is going to bring out some of his fellow baseball fans and talk about history of minor league baseball on the Eastern Shore. We're going to have a Smith Island native come out and talk about Smith Island traditions. We're also going to have someone from the Assateague National Park talk about the history of the Assateague wild horses.
You have a broad range of topics, lots going on. How do you structure this? Is it 5 classes a day? Is it 5 days a week? Tell me how you're doing this.
Well, it'll be stretched out over 3 weeks, 4 days each week, and that's the weeks of January 7, 14, and 21st. So that's Tuesday through Friday. Each day there will be classes held at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then the final one at 2 o'clock that day. Each class is 90 minutes in length.
Now, do I have to come to all 30?
No, indeed. If you'd like to, we'd love to have you. And actually, 36, we would love to have you sign up for every single class. No, it's $3 a class. Come to whatever classes you would like. I wouldn't wait to register, though, because some of them do fill quickly.
So registration's required, and there is a fee, and I think I heard you say $3 a class. How do I register?
Okay, there are registration forms that can be found on MAC's website. Also, there are registration forms at the front desk at MAC.
So if you're looking for the registration form for the Winter Institute, visit MAC's website. Again, that's MACinc, MACINC.org, or you can call 410-742-0505, and the person answering the phone will be able to remind you as to the website if you're not able to get it written down at this moment. You can also visit MAC, and the office is located at 909 Progress Circle. If you're familiar with Salisbury, it's going to be Snow Hill Road, using the entrance onto the Holly Center campus that is located directly across from the Dayton's Family Restaurant, and you'll follow that path to the back of the Holly Center campus. You're looking for a building that is not brick, and that will be the MAC Center. You'll see signs of welcome along the way, and I can just stop into MAC any day?
Monday through Friday between 8:30 and 4:30, and sign up for a class.
And is there anyone that I need to talk to, particularly when I come to MAC?
When you come to MAC, just go to the main desk. Our registrar is usually in residence there, and he can help you. If he is not, anyone there can point you in the right direction.
So there's one little twist to this institute. I understand that if I'm coming and I really like all of the sessions on a particular day, I can get lunch?
Yes, if you would like to order lunch, you just need to put in your order by 10 o'clock that morning at the front desk, and you can enjoy the same delicious lunch that our seniors at the Senior Center will be enjoying that day.
But is there a cost?
There's a $4 fee for lunch per person.
And Cindy, we just need to remind everyone, registration is not free. This is a service of MAC. Let me ask you before we go any farther though, why are we doing these classes? What's the thought behind this?
Well, one of the neatest things behind these classes is that it is a really great way to reduce social isolation. It's wintertime, it's cold, it's gray, people don't want to leave their houses, but people need to get out and be around other people, be socially and mentally engaged, and this is a great way to do it.
And if I recall, in Winter Institutes of the past, I've heard people planning to meet at the classes and then go have lunch with their friends and maybe return for a class or venture off in other activities for the afternoon. So it sounded like people were finding a place to meet their friends and have a little fun.
And to make new friends.
Okay, great. So again, registration is...
The cost is $3 per class, with the exception of the daytime paint night. That is a $25 fee. That includes all materials and instruction.
Okay, great. So again, if you're interested in attending the Winter Institute held at MAC, located at 909 Progress Circle in Salisbury, you can learn more by calling 410-742-0505. You can visit MAC's website, macinc.org. And if you still are not real clear on what you might like to do as it relates to the Winter Institute, Cindy, I'm sure folks can reach out to you and you would be able to answer questions.
Please call me. I would love to talk about the Winter Institute more.
Okay. Cindy, thank you for joining us in the studio today. Any final thoughts?
Come on out, have a good time, learn new things, enjoy meeting new people. We'd love to see you at MAC.
Great. Thank you, Cindy. And thank you for watching today. This has been MAC Moments. I'm Patty Tingle, your host, and look for us next time as we bring more interesting information that impacts the lives of seniors here on Delmarva.